Welcome back. If you're just joining us now, we're just in the middle of our conversation with Mr. Leon Benoit, serving his 7th term as the Conservative MP for Vegreville-Wainwright. We were saying just before the break, Leon, that the Liberals have sort of faded in this election. Now, they originally called this election and they wanted this election. You guys certainly did not want this election. Do you think this was a huge mistake on the Liberals' part?
Well, clearly it worked out that way. I think a lot of the Liberal MPs just wanted to kind of get the era of Ignatieff's leadership finished, and actually near the end of the campaign I thought Mr. Ignatieff was doing a really good job. It just didn't catch on, it was too late. But yeah, they called it. For the NDP it worked out well, for the Liberals and the Bloc it certainly didn't, and so some members of the coalition suffered.
Definitely, and NDP certainly making huge gains in our region as well. This riding, Ray Stone only got 11% of the vote, and he was your NDP candidate. In the Disnefi-Mississippi Churchill River riding, however, they were flip-flopping back and forth. Do you think that's, a sign that change is coming to the West?
No, not at all. I think it's just a sign that Jack Layton it comes across as a likable guy that you like to have a beer with, and for a lot of voters that don't pay a lot of attention to what's happening, that's good enough. That'll get them to vote that way. But I think the real test will be how the NDP perform in opposition. Will they be more responsible, or will they continue to be over the top and try to stop everything? And if they do that and go that way, I suggest they'll be down, have the same fate as the Liberals did in this election, in the next election. The
Conservative Party definitely pushing for a majority the entire election. Did you guys think you actually were going to get it?
I wasn't certain at all. I knew there was a chance we would, but I was just delighted when it actually happened. And a majority of 12 actually is just remarkable, and I appreciate having a majority finally after almost 18 years as a member of Parliament and 22 years building to this.
You were saying before the break as well that we should expect a faster pace of government, a little bit of a faster pace. Anything that you can bring a faster pace to in this region that you're immediately looking at? Yeah,
well, with federal politics, the issues apply right across the country. Very rarely is there something that is only for a particular region of the country. Like, you take a mega project that has federal involvement for some reason. So most things that are done locally are done by the provincial government. So we set the environment for a healthy business, and we deal with environmental issues, and we deal with the security in our country, with trade issues and with foreign affairs issues. That's the responsibility of the federal government, not to bring particular projects to this constituency. And I would suggest that anyone who's thinking of getting into federal politics, or who is in federal politics and thinks that there should be political interference in what actually does happen, has an incorrect view of how things should work and do work. Ever since we put our accountability in place when we first got in government, things have changed fundamentally, and it's for the better.
I guess, what are you most looking forward to getting done in these next 4 years?
A lot of things in the area of agriculture. We need to open borders, not only so we can ship our grains and livestock around the world more freely, because that's critical to building our agriculture sector, but also so we can bring inputs into the country more freely, and so we have access to pesticides and herbicides and veterinary products more quickly and more cheaply. Those things are just absolutely critical to the sector. We have to get grain moving better, and I do believe there's headway being made, but you'd never know that right now. I've got assurance from both CN and CP that grain movement will pick up, and I think we'll see that over the next few months. So things around agriculture and the oil and gas sector, many of them do involve trade, both the imports and exports. Very, very important, and I'll be focusing on that and continuing my push that I have actually had on all along.
Now, last question here, Ms. Benoit, but there's going to be a lot of changes in the cabinet. Are you looking for a cabinet position?
Well, I would love a cabinet position. With a majority and with a number of good people from Alberta, it's always tough, but we'll see.
Thank you so much for coming in today, Mr. Benoit. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We'll see a lot of you over the next 4 years, I guess, hey?
Great.
This has been our conversation with Conservative MP Leon Benoit.